Hey guys, how's it going? It's Foss. Today we're gonna be taking a look at my shirt. This is the first video on my channel. Might be a few jump cuts here and there. I know there's just a few in the last few seconds. I'm gonna be just showing you some t-shirts of mine. I like a lot of metal t-shirts. I'm a huge metalhead. I don't know if you guys can tell. You're asking yourself, who the hell is this greasy doom metal guy on my screen? It's just me. Huge fan of all types of metal. I love doom metal, atmospheric black metal, and sludge metal, and pretty much the most. There's gonna be a lot of slam bands in here. For some reason, I have a shit ton of slam t-shirts, and I have absolutely no reason why. Make sure you like the video, comment if you see a shirt that you like or are interested in hearing more about. If you guys want me to go through my records, go ahead, like the video, comment, say, hey, I wanna see your records. Sure, I'll show you guys some of my records. Also, the album in the back is Time to Die by Electric Wizard. I don't know how well you guys can hear it. Actually, that must have been really annoying. I'm sorry about that. We're gonna go through some of my t-shirts now. First, we're gonna go through my slam t-shirts. Most of these were kind of concert tees or gifted tees on occasion. First, we're gonna go through the Cannibal Corpse section. You can't say anything really about this t-shirt, Eaten Back to Life. Great design, one of the classics when it comes to death metal in my opinion. It's all self-described in the image. Cannibal Corpse, guy eating himself, who's a zombie. It's very self-explanatory. This Cannibal Corpse t-shirt, I got it a while ago. I just think it's really cool. I especially like the back where it says follow the blood. Not my favorite Cannibal Corpse design, I will say. It's kind of a very interesting design when it comes to Cannibal Corpse. You know, you don't think Cannibal Corpse when you see something like this. Violence unimagined. You don't see any violence, I guess, so I don't imagine anything. It's a solid t-shirt. I like it. It's pretty comfortable. And then obviously probably the most well-known Cannibal Corpse design in my opinion, Butchered at Birth. A really good album too. This design is iconic. A lot of backlash for this when it happened. I hate to start it super basic like that. I know a lot of you people have seen all these designs, you know, 500 times and a half, but I'm a graphic design major. I'm an artist as well. I like designs, I like art, I like horror movies, and I like how metal incorporates art. And so that's kind of just where I come from in having all these t-shirts, the type of person to have all of these t-shirts, you know? It's just kind of an obsession, liking the band and really liking the imagery that this band is kind of pushing, show you what the music is. Next up actually is a really good follow-up to that in my opinion is Full of Hell. I saw them at a Sound and Fury event when they performed When No Birds Sang with the band Nothing. Really sick show. I really like that this was customized to be the Los Angeles thing and right there, Los Angeles County, which is where I saw it. But really cool to see Full of Hell actually. I'm a huge atmospheric music enjoyer, and so seeing that album performed live was really insane to me. I haven't been to any atmospheric concerts before that or any electronic shows with an atmosphere, so that was really cool. I'll actually tell you guys about another band that I saw there, a duo. I'll tell you about them in a minute. I have one of their shirts too. Then we have Real Slam, Guttural Slug. This is really good slam. The shark design is really crazy. This logo is pretty much one of my favorites when it comes to slam. I can read it actually, but it's also just so menacing. It's not horribly hard on the eyes. It's not crazy easy on the eyes, but I don't know, for some reason this logo sticks with me, and the shark design is just always really cool. Brutal Mind makes some really great shirts too. Like, that's a Brutal Mind print. That thing has been through a lot, and it still looks great. And I know this is kind of death metal and slam mixed together. I really don't have time to separate it. I'll have them in the same area of what I'm gonna wear it as. To me, they're the same when it comes to shirts. Mortician, one of my favorite bands. I have two of their records actually. Mortician is really fucking solid. Again, the Mortician logo is really sick to me. It looks like a grave inscription. Looks like something that would be on the top of somebody's grave or a metal logo that would be on a grave, or a grave logo. If this was made of stone on top of somebody's grave, that Zombie Apocalypse, a really good, I think it's an EP. I just like that t-shirt. I'm a fan of horror movies and zombie movies. I really like zombie movies, so that t-shirt gave to me a lot of zombie horror vibes, and I really like zombie horror movies, so that's one of my favorite Mortician t-shirts. This is a live band I saw kind of locally, Torture. I really like seeing these guys live. One of my kind of favorite shows that I've been to. I cut off the sleeves for just personal reasons. I just like sleeveless sometimes. I'm not doing sleeveless right now though, because I have a horrible farmer's tan. I'm gonna blind you guys if I do that. I get t-shirts at most shows I go to. I really enjoyed this show. I wanted to support, and this guy had, I also went to another venue where I saw Snuffed on Sight at Rapid actually. Simi Valley. Snuffed on Sight is really sick. They're kind of slam, but they're beat down, and I don't even know what you call it. It's really cool. It's all, there's sound effects, and it's just fun fucking time. Their top song right now is called Blunt Cough, actually, because I just listened to it. But solid band. Actually, when I saw them live and I got these two t-shirts, the vocalist was just smoking a blunt on stage and just belching. Really good show, solid show. A lot of solid bands were there. Ingrown was there, and a local band, Affliction, showed up, played one of their last shows. Really solid set. A bunch of people got on stage. I'd probably put that video in here. A bunch of people got on stage and just jumped around and stuff, really crazy, and jumped off stage. Next Snuffed on Sight shirt is this one, and honestly, do I have to say anything other than just... This shirt is just fucking legendary. This shirt is just sick. This is just so, there's not even anything on the back, but I just kind of want to look at it. This is just such a sick shirt. Definitely one of my favorites when it just comes to comedic value and also just graphic, that it pretty much encompasses Snuffed on Sight. Snuff on Sight is just kind of dummy death metal. Not exactly like Sanguisugabog, but it kind of has that same vibe to it, and I really enjoy that kind of music, like party cannon, shit like that. We're gonna go to black metal t-shirts next. I'm gonna take a break after that and do a section on 2 movie t-shirts that I have just as a bonus. I'm saying bonus like I have like 10K or something. I'm just doing this for fun. We're going in historical accuracy for black metal. Not on purpose, but because I just noticed it. Venom. Venom's very self-explanatory. I love this t-shirt. One of the most iconic designs, in my opinion, for black metal in general. I mean, this pretty much encompasses a lot of the attitude of the first wave and second wave of black metal, especially heavily inspiring the second wave of black metal. You can't get into black metal without hearing about Venom and without hearing about this album. And especially, you can't get into black metal even further without hearing about Bathory and this album. Bathory is probably another one of my favorite bands that I have a few t-shirts of, 2 t-shirts, I say a few. One of my favorite designs is this one. Can't get any better than this. This simple design is just so iconic. One of my favorite t-shirts to wear, just in general. It's also really soft, you know, out of the way of that. Iconic logo. Bathory is just an iconic band with an iconic sound. Again, you can't get in black metal without getting into Bathory. It kind of encompasses that raw feeling, that kind of it's raw, it's aggressive, and it's to the point with that black and white. Originally, I know that it was supposed to be printed in gold, and then it was printed in yellow, and Corthon didn't really like that. At least that's what I hear. Feel free to talk about that if you want. That's just what I know about that. So the white logo, in my opinion, is probably one of the coolest. Dark Throne is definitely essential when it comes to second wave black metal and the Norwegian scene. Black metal is just black metal. Dark Throne is just one of the most insane bands of the genre and the most defining bands of the genre, especially their involvement in some of the crimes and some of the history of black metal, definitely in the development of rawness, and especially in the image of black metal, the image of just evil, especially with obviously the murder of a homosexual male in Norway by the drummer Faust, not association with my name. I named it after the book Dr. Faustus. Suck it. Darkthrone is a very influential band in black metal, one of my favorite black metal bands, to be honest. This t-shirt is one of my favorites, and graphically, again, the rawness, the black and white, just the contrast, the total darkness of the shirt. I love atmospheric things, and this is a very atmospheric shirt to me. It kind of gives you that atmosphere of what you're going into when you're going to listen to this, and it just looked like aggression, you know, that wall of sound. It's like if some nerd was coming through the woods in Norway, hit you in the face, and you're like, what the hell are you doing? And he's just running because he's late for his D&D match. That's exactly what he was doing in that photo. He actually hit the cameraman took that shot. Very shooken after that experience. I'm full of shit, don't believe that. I hope that everyone saw that was a joke. Emperor, definitely one of my favorite atmospheric symphonic metal, especially when it comes to adding dungeon synth into some of their work. Emperor is probably one of my favorites when it comes to adding symphonic and keyboard elements into their music. They really got me inspired to looking further into dungeon synth too, which is actually really sick, and I fell in love with dungeon synth because of Emperor. And just this cold design, this cold-hearted blue design, very, very simple gray outlines, logos. It seems isolating. I really enjoy this. I really enjoy this design. Kind of the cold briskness of the snow. I don't know. I really just start saying stuff about these t-shirts just because I see things and it gives me a feeling. And so when you see kind of these things and it gives you this feeling, and then you listen to the music, to me it makes the music better in a way, and it should be something to get you in the mindset of listening to the music and listening to how this band is wanting to come off and how effectively push what they feel into what you're hearing. And last, certainly not least, we have Burzum. You know, this shirt is probably too far in for it to be a problem, so thank God. I am a fan of Burzum. Sorry, I have this one on vinyl too. Good music. Varg, not a good guy. Sucks. He's a bad dude. This is just an iconic photo. Like, come on, that's insanely cool. And just the little quote behind there, and obviously this being the front of the Temple of Elemental Evil book for Dungeons and Dragons. That's actually what he stole it from. He stole cover art from this and from, I forget what the other album is, but The Fortress. Yeah, that's a D&D campaign book. He stole that shit. Still, really good album. I like Burzum's music. Sorry. The last black metal t-shirt we have is Damaar. Now, if you guys don't know about Damaar, I will link YX Hymn's video about it in the description, but it is a Lebanese black metal project. I believe 2003 was when it was began and active, or 2008. I might be wrong on that. I will try to put something in the video to correct myself. Please check the description after this video or during. I really don't care. I can't tell. Damaar is a really insane project, in my opinion. Pure aggression, pure wall of noise. Black metal at its finest, bestial black metal at its finest, in my opinion, is Damaar. And I really can't say anything about this band without you guys just listening to it. So please go listen to Damaar. They only have one demo out and then they broke up, so haven't heard anything about them since. Please check them out. They are amazing. Taking a break now to talk about just some movie shirts I have, 2 of them. I'm actually huge fans of these movies, so switching sides on the record before we get into the next section. Next section being movie t-shirts, because we're taking a little break from metal t-shirts. The Exorcist, one of my favorite films of all time. I know that definitely might sound simple for horror fans, but I love The Exorcist. It's one of my favorite horror movies. It got completely into horror when it comes to paranormal stuff, when it comes to occultism, when it comes to scary shit. The Exorcist was one of the most iconic and moving films that I had seen at that point in time, and I love it. Love The Exorcist. Next up is an exploitation film from the 70s, Cannibal Holocaust. One of my favorite movies. I actually really love Cannibal Holocaust. There is some crazy stuff about this movie and that happened in the movie. You guys can look it up. I don't want to go into all that here, but I enjoyed the movie. I think that it's definitely a peak in cinema where it was a overturn to what was to come in the wretched area of horror and in the horrible exploitation part of film industry. which, again, that all being said, the story of Cannibal Holocaust, the movie, is just insane. It's crazy. I can't get enough of it. Hopefully I don't get too much shit for that. And now we're moving on to thrash metal t-shirts. I don't have many thrash metal t-shirts. I have 3. The Power Trip shirt I can't find. So I saw Power Trip live, I got that t-shirt, cut the sleeves off, it's nothing interesting. Really nothing great that I love, so I'm gonna show you these things. I found this, I don't even know if it's official, don't know where the hell it came from, but I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It looks like a Hella Waits design, but I'm not sure. It could just be some basic Slayer demon design, but I really like this t-shirt. I just do. And every metalhead has a Slayer t-shirt. If you don't have a Slayer t-shirt, you're probably a poser. And now one of the most amazing bands of all time, Sodom. I love Sodom. I love Sodom a lot. Sodom is one of my favorite bands. Apparently, it's a lot of people's favorite bands because the vinyls go for $300 on Discogs. Now, that is an outrage. I think that it's stupid. Horrible. God, stop! I know I said I would be going in on designs. I'm kind of long into this video and it's on my iPhone and I don't want to make it too long. This design though is just so insanely cool. And again, in my opinion, it prepares you for the music. What prepares you a lot for the music, in my opinion as well, is In the Sign of Evil's design. Amazing record, well, EP, amazing design on the... And before we get into more metal long sleeves, here's a miscellaneous pile of crap. Here's a black metal reference to Mayhem. I hope someone gets this in the comments. I really hope so. It's on the cover of Dawn of the Black Hearts. I hope that helped some clueless people out there who don't know the story of Mayhem. Don't Google that without your parents in your room if you're under 18. Next shirt we have is one of my favorite bands again. I have one of their records, the second one on the way. Acid Bath, When the Kite String Pops. Fading design, I'm really pissed about that, but I got it a little bit ago. It's on white. It's a bootleg. I'm not gonna lie, Acid Bath being one of my favorite bands, and this design in white was just insanely cool. I had to get it. Again, sinister design. Whenever I think about this design and I think about some of the lyrics in Acid Bath, it just immediately, in the minds of evil. It's a Deicide album. I'm a Deicide fan. It's a Deicide album. That's just what it makes me think, and I think it's really cool that it's, even though they were forced in that, I still get a vibe from it, and it still is such an iconic design now. And this is the show I was telling you guys about with the Full of Hell concert with Nothing. These guys are called Duracell Unit, and they are a really cool electronic duo. They make kind of electronic, atmospheric music. It's really aggressive noise. I heavily enjoyed that show, and the atmosphere was insane. I love atmospheric music, and so actually experiencing kind of that sort of atmospheric sound but live was really a crazy experience for me, and I think a lot of people who like that type of music should go out and experience it live as much as they would like to experience it in their room alone, as people say that it should be. And one of the last miscellaneous shirts I have, because I just don't have doom metal shirts, being a huge doom metal fan, which is really weird. Electric Wizard! I have this record as well, but Black Masses is a really good Electric Wizard record. I really like Electric Wizard a lot. A lot of their, so Electric Wizard has insane imagery. They're experts at imagery and music and combining that together. They're just expertise at kind of stirring this pot of doom occultism and satanic panic shit that just hasn't been, you know, replicated since a while ago. And there's nothing truly scary, nothing really sinister metal. This is sinister metal. I listen to a lot of metal music. You know, there's a lot of metal where it's like, yeah, that sounds evil, that sounds, you know, crazy. This has noise in it, it has other instruments, and it has an atmosphere into it that just makes it so insanely evil to me, and I love listening to that. And listen to Electric Wizard, please, one of my favorite bands. If you like slow, heavy, doomy music, listen to Electric Wizard. Last and most certainly not least, we have the long sleeves. The long sleeve section is a really short section, but it's one of my favorite sections because I really love long sleeves. I didn't take out most of my long sleeves because that's a freaking hassle. I don't want to deal with that. I got some show long sleeves and I got some iconic long sleeves that are really hard to find prints and interesting prints that I think you guys would find as interesting. One of my favorites being this Blood Incantation print. Now, not necessarily for the sides and the front, but for the back, because this is the tour that I saw them on with Cannibal Corpse, Mayhem, and Gorguts. my opinion, they played it really well. I really enjoyed the atmosphere of the music as well, and I know I said atmosphere like 300 times in this video, but I love atmospheric music. I love music that just grabs me and takes me into its own realm. That's what I really like about a lot of these bands. And so especially the layout of this too. I mean, that's just so cool and crazy to me. One of my all-time favorite live acts for sure. Next, we have another favorite of mine, Deicide. Deicide is one of my favorite bands, death metal bands. Really got me into death metal, a lot of that extreme death metal and stuff. This is a 1995 Australian tour design that I got off of Bootlegger. So it's not the most official design in the world. It's a crazy design. Really enjoy this design, not because I'm just I don't like Jesus is bad. I don't care what you believe in. I don't have enough time or energy to talk about any of that. I have time and energy to talk about the design, and this design is iconic. The Once Upon a Cross design is iconic, and seeing this is even sometimes harder to find, and a lot of the times harder to get physically. And getting this in a long sleeve is just fucking crazy to me. Getting the 1995 kind of a reprint of a old shirt, that was just really cool to me. It's a piece of history. Next up is also a piece of history from, I believe, 1994 or 1996. I believe it's 1996, I could be wrong. Sleep. One of my favorite doom metal bands, one of the best doom metal bands, and one of my coolest long sleeve, for sure. The Dope Smoker long sleeve. Amazing. Amazing print, amazing design. I mean, it says, follow the smoke, rift-filled land on one sleeve and drop out of life with bong in hand on the other. What more can you ask for from a Sleep t-shirt? Oh, and on top of that, the Dope Smoker thing. So you can ask more. And you can ask even more because the damn thing glows in the dark. The most amazing part about this t-shirt is that it glows in the dark. Do with that information what you will. Buy one of these because they're running out if you like Sleep. These are fucking awesome. Next up we have one of my favorite black metal bands, Bathory's back at it again with a really sick design because this is actually Elizabeth Bathory. I would not go out with her either. Apparently she was the shit. And then she started kidnapping girls and killing them, which was pretty insane for the time. In Conspiracy with Satan. Iconic Bathory design. Dangerous lady. She bathed in the blood of people, allegedly. It seems like a lot of that is a myth from historical relevance and historical documents. Who wants to believe history? Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story. The last t-shirt I'm gonna show you guys is probably one of the most crazy t-shirts I own, and definitely one of the most offensive, and that is AXCX, better known as Anal Cunt, Get High and Suck long sleeve. This is a reissue I got off eBay for $25. Really great design. Solid design, and even fucking worse is that's just the back. The front, I'm gonna have to censor and cover. If you know AXCX and you know Anal Cunt and you know Seth, you know what's happening. And this is the photo. He's shooting up heroin with a guitar cable there, and you can guess what's happening below the waist with his wife. Live on stage. Insane print, insane fucking picture, insane t-shirt. Again, extreme metal, it's grindcore. What do you really expect from grindcore? I hope you guys enjoyed this t-shirt video as much as I did pulling out and making it, just talking about all these things. I know I don't talk about designs a lot. I know I didn't really go into a lot about the designs, and it was because it was kind of a short video. I will do some of my favorite designs, also because a lot of these didn't have a lot of substance to them that I felt the need to add to. A lot of these t-shirts are just some of my favorite t-shirts. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you guys comment, say you saw something that you liked. If you didn't like it, I don't know, you guys can leave a comment if you want. You know what, listen to something else today. Listen to something atmospheric, something electronic. If you don't like atmospheric, listen to something stupid, crazy, simple. Listen to something raw. I don't know, man. Just push yourself to your listening limits. Listen to something cool. Listen to something new. A little tidbit I forgot to add earlier. I am a graphic design student, so I'm going into graphic design major. A lot of the reason I wanted to make this video was because I want to work in design, and a lot of these designs did inspire me. A lot of these kind of images, and I hate using vibes in such a broad term, but the vibes that these images give and emotions and things that these pictures and designs will reflect onto people and kind of give you listening through the music. So I hope you guys appreciate that little addition onto there on just kind of what I like, kind of what I'm into and why I'm into this whole thing. I hope you guys have a reason to be into this. I hope you guys also enjoyed this, but have a good day. Stay safe out there.